just the basic understanding of sentencing guidelines, which is one of the most challenging
Hmm.
parts of the criminal justice system. If you go back 100 years, how do you determine how much time someone should spend in jail or prison? Where do you get these formations from? Where do you get these formulas from? Over a period of time, there was a lot of discretion that the judge could have. A judge could give someone on a murder case 0 to 100 years. That was found to be a little bit too much power. So we said, let's get some guidelines. Let's say murder's only going to be 25 years and rape's only going to be 15 years. These are just arbitrary numbers.
Right.
But eventually we got to a place in the 60s and 70s where we said, these are what we think are reasonable sentencings for people who've committed these type of crimes. And then you move forward and we started to realize that maybe these sentences are maybe too harsh. Maybe we shouldn't have people spend as much time. But there were people who were sentenced before these reforms started to take place. And it wouldn't be fair if you didn't go back and look at these cases that didn't have the benefit of sort of this new reform. Menendez cases are sitting right now.
But those occur, you talk about it occurring around in the 60s or 70s. Are you talking, well, would you then say that the sentencing guidelines are constantly changing?
Yeah, if you look
Okay.
at them over a large
Okay.
spectrum, they're changing. Um, Three Strikes came out 25 years ago. Nobody had
Right.
heard that before, so that changed it. Gun enhancements. If you use a gun, you get an extra 10, 15, or 25 to life. Those are some of the sentences that are being reconsidered and reviewed. If you have what we call serious felonies or strikes, your sentence can be doubled or tripled because of those. Those are things that are under review. But if you're talking about the Menendez brothers, what they're looking at is whether or not a defense of provocative, passion, sudden quarrel, the abuse that was not fully, I believe, produced at the second trial, whether that would have made a difference on murder versus manslaughter. They're not necessarily talking about going back and changing what the sentence, I mean, changing what he was convicted of or what they were convicted of, but they're looking at it in a way of what would have happened today. Would we have been more receptive to it? Would this defense have been more applicable? And given that they've been in for so long, I think they are, a good test case to see whether or not we can really consider giving people the benefit of the doubt now versus not having that opportunity when they were first being tried.
Well, I can see something, again, personal opinion here. I can see something like three strikes because it used to be a felony in California was anything above $400. And then I think it changed to what, 1,000 right now? So going back, $400, third strike, a $400 piece of equipment that somebody steals, the other two may be, again, just barely above the $400 limit there.